So, how many of you guys have seen me walking around school in the weird toe shoes that I'm wearing right now? Or have seen me in the gym with them? Alright. So, today I'll kind of explain why I'm wearing them, and in the process I'll explain to you proper running form. So, how many of you guys have had to either run a mile for school or just run long distance for sports? How many of you guys didn't really like it? And how many of you guys associate pain with it? What sorts of pain do you guys think of?
Abdominal.
Abdominal, sometimes. Does it aggravate your knees? Does it aggravate your hips? Do you ever get shin splints?
Oh no.
For those of you guys who don't know what shin splints are, they're probably the most annoying thing that could possibly happen to you running. If you lift up your foot, you'll feel a muscle flex right in the front of your leg. That's your shin muscle. If you run on your foot wrong, it'll get really agitated and really sore, and every time your foot hits the ground, it'll hurt really badly. So running becomes absolutely terrible. But if we run in proper form, this will go away. Because believe it or not, the human body is made to run long distance. Every single person here could run long distance if you did it right. I know so many people have been like, oh no, I'm not a runner, my body's not made for it. Even I said that. But every single human body can do it. All we need to do is do it right. So, how many of you guys think this type of foot strike, like how their foot hits the ground, is kind of right? How many people, if they ran around track, they'd land on your heel? I know, I did. It's totally put up your hand. Or if they land on you land on somewhere in the back of your foot. That actually is what causes all of this pain. And the reason we all land on our heel, or we all land on the back of our foot, is because look at the modern day running shoe. Where's all the cushioning? In the heel. We always think of Nike Shocks with all the shocks in the heel and all the air in the heel, and we think like, oh yeah, I can land on my heel, it's going to cushion it, it's going to be fine. It's the worst thing you can do. Modern running day shoes have actually wrecked our form. Back in the day, people used to run in shoes like Converse with really no cushioning, and there really were not as many injuries and pain as there are today. So then, let's compare. So now we have our heel striker back here, the guy who strikes around with his heel, and then we have the guy who lands on the ball of his feet up here. That's how we should all run. We should all land on the ball of our heel, on the ball of our foot, for multiple reasons. If we all just land on our heels, there's really no cushioning there. It's just completely hard. But if you land on the ball of your foot, you have a lot of natural shock absorbers in your body that'll absorb all the shock instead of your shoes attempting to absorb all the shock. So if you land on the ball of your heel, on the ball of your foot, you got your quads absorbing a lot of it. Your knees aren't really taking anything, they're just transferring the energy into your quads. You have your calves, which are absorbing a lot of it too. And all the muscles in your feet get to absorb it as well. Believe it or not, your foot has so many muscles, and they're all made to absorb all the shock. By using modern day running shoes, the shoes kind of absorb all the shock, so you can't really use your the muscles in your feet. By using the barefoot running shoes, you can do that. Believe it or not, a lot of people are, oh, I would never want to wear those. Want to pass one around. I just watched these yesterday, so they're fine. A lot of people think, oh, I have flat feet, I can't do it, like it's going to hurt. Believe it or not, if you wear these gradually, if you start using them, the arch of your foot, your medial arch, will actually raise over time. You'll get it back because all the muscles are building up again. So, and you also don't have to have barefoot running shoes like these. You can have normal shoes. They're called Minimalist Running shoes. Nike makes one, New Balance makes one, most brands now make one. So the whole point of Minimalist Running shoes is that it's going to cause you less pain if you run right. And it's not going to guarantee that you're going to have the right form, but it's going to give you the opportunity to run in correct running form without even trying, which is really cool. Yesterday I actually conducted an experiment, and I took my run in normal running shoes, and I hated it. Every single second of it, I absolutely hated it, because I had to think about my form, and I had to think about where my heel was, or my foot was landing, because I was thinking, oh, I could land on my heel, it feels that way, but I couldn't. It was not an enjoyable time, because I already made the switch. There's a downside that if you switch too quickly to barefoot running, you can hurt yourself, because you're using a lot of muscles you've never really used before. But if you just do it gradually over time, you'll be pretty much pain-free when you're running. So let's everyone just stand up really quickly. If you have shoes you can take off, they're kind of cool, but if not, makes sense. All right. I want everyone to take a step forward and kind of like land on your heel, and feel how like you just kind of stick there, like there's no real cushion. Now like take a step forward and just land on your ball loop here and just kind of bounce there. You can take another one if you want. See how much more comfortable that is? If you were to run, that's kind of how it would be. It kind of hurt your heels for a while, but it's out better. So if you're running, where are you going to land on the ball of your foot? I mean, wow. Where are you going to land on your foot? Right. You're never going to ever want to land on your heel. All right. Thank you, guys.